Hello, old lens lovers. This is my review on the Canon FD 55mm f1.2 SSG lens. This is one of my favorite lenses, and I'm lucky because with $177 I can get a lens with wide aperture with conditions that are still very good. This lens has a soft character in wide open, but if for close-up photo, this lens is quite sharp. This lens is heavy because the body is full metal. The specialty of this lens is its SSC. SSC stands for Super Spectra Coating, which is now called the L-type lens. Indeed, many say that in the past era there was a SSC in the same class as the L lens in the current era. There are spherical types whose quality is above this lens, but the price is more expensive and rare. I will not discuss about the specification of this lens because you can search for it on the internet. Uh, I only discuss the quality of this lens and when installed on my Sony full frame camera with the help of an adapter, I used to put this lens on my Canon 6D. But there is big problem when used on 60. When using the FD adapter to EOS, the adapter is available with additional optics that many people say reduce the quality of this lens. So, first, I changed the mounting of this lens to fit my 60. But there is another problem that the real lens will hit the mirror on my 6D. So, after I sold my old lens and bought again with better condition and with original mounting FD, I decided to buy Sony A7 Mark II with the adapter, of course. Without saying much more, let's review this lens. And now we're gonna see the quality of this lens and how it can handle the aberration effect and how sharp this lens. I got 5 file in here, and this one is 1.2 and this 1.4 and this 2 f2 and it is f2.8 and the last one is the f5.6. We go to the aperture f1.2. In this situation, I see some aberration effect here. I see some green aberration and I see magenta and it's green, and I just make some correction, but not the aberration. I just set it auto and give some contrast, some exposure, and drop some highlight, ups, shadows, and I don't boost the clarity and the texture. I just add some, I don't know, it's just auto, and I just give some correction, and I just push some shadow too with this. The sharpness is not bad for this old lens. And we go to the f1.4 here.
and I got some correction too, and all of this 5 file I give some correction, color, contrast, exposure, etc. Now in aperture 1.4 we get some more detail here, and still it suffer from aberration, and still it can handle some aberration, but not so bad. It's not so bad, I think, in some ways, in high contrast. We go to the 1.3, we go to the aperture f2. Got more detail here, but just slightly. Still aberration, but it's not strong as before. And we go to the 2.8. In this section it's still some aberration here and over here, and we get more and more detail here, and we get some noise here because I post the shadow. And now we at the f5.6. now it's all around sharp, and the bokeh is not quite good at this time, but we lose almost all aberration here. And that's, I think, for this lens for handle aberration. And now we go to the second picture that I take at more wide open here. At 1.2 we see a awful chromatic aberration here, and if we move to the aperture 1.4, we still chromatic aberration here, strong chromatic aberration here. At the aperture 2 we still see here, but not strong as 1.2 and 1.4. At the aperture 2.8 the chromatic aberration is almost gone here, and it's more sharper than before. And at the aperture 5.6 we still more sharp, we see more sharp image here, and but the bokeh is not good as before. And I will suggest you to avoid direct sunlight if you take a photo at wide open. At aperture 1.2, 1.4 and aperture 2 you must avoid direct sunlight at daylight. It's safe if you take photo at aperture 2.8. It's not strong chromatic aberration here, and you still get sharp image and still good bokeh here.
And now we're gonna check how this lens can handle vignette here. At 1.2 we see strong vignette here at the edge of the image. At f1.4 we still see strong vignette here. At f2 we still see strong vignette here. At f2.8 we see little vignette at the edge of the image, and finally at f5.6 we see no more vignette. So aperture of 5.6 it's safe from vignette. And the last is the result of the bokeh. The result of this lens bokeh is very good and doesn't look busy. So if anyone sells this lens cheap, better to buy immediately because you won't regret having this lens. Thank you and see you in another lens review. Bye.